So the first thing I want to talk about is consistency. Consistency is so important, folks. Consistency is one of the most important parts of building and growing the hobby in your area. Once you find a local game shop that's willing to let you play there and have a demo set up there, then what you need to do is you need to get your stuff and go down there every single week. And I don't care if you play Classic Battletech, Alpha Strike, whether or not you use two-dimensional terrain, three-dimensional terrain, what kind of stuff you have, whatever your setup is, take it in there and set up the best possible game that you can set up. Whether that's a 2v2 skirmish or a 4v4 lance battle, or you want to do a company versus company, whatever it is that you want to do, the point is that you do it and that you set it up as best as you possibly can. And it may take you a couple of tries to figure out what works best for you and what doesn't, but the point is that once you figure out what works best for you, you are in that store every single week on the same day for the same amount of time. If you already have a couple of people to play with, figure out what day works best for everybody and then use that day so that you have at least more than just yourself in the store. But let's say you're one of those people that doesn't have anybody who wants to play, and this is the first brick that you're going to build this entire thing off of, and that's you. Okay, that's fine. Still, bring everything that you have that you want to use and set up the best display that you possibly can. And then if you have to, and I know this is going to sound weird, so you're just going to have to bear with me here, but trust me, in 25 years I have done this, is you're going to have to play by yourself. And trust me, I understand that it's going to feel awkward, but this is just something you're going to have to move past, because what will eventually wind up happening is somebody will come up to you and ask, "Hey, what are you doing here?" And that is when you will have your opportunity to say, "Hey, I'm playing out this huge battle. Do you want to help me?" And in a situation like that, you're already primed and you're already ready to go because you have brought your best setup that you're able to bring and all of your best materials that you are able to muster, so that when that person says, "Well, okay, what do I have to do?" you can tell them there is no buy-in here. There is no amount of money that you have to spend right now. All you have to do is just use the materials that I have provided, and I will walk you through the steps, and I will make sure that you understand everything before we move on. And that's one of my biggest selling points right now, is that there is no initial buy-in for a new player. All they have to do is show up and use the material components that I've brought with me, and they never have to buy anything unless they just plain old want to. I'm a lifer, I've got plenty of stuff, so if I have to come in here and set it up every week and then you come in here and play it, great. I have you here, you are growing the community by being here, and that is one of the first and most important steps to getting there, is having somebody who's willing to show up and play with you every single week. Because so many wargamers are so leery of buying into new systems because they're so used to things like Warhammer 40k or War Machine, things that cost an arm and a leg to buy into at even the most basic levels, whereas you and I know that it's only a $60 minimal investment and you can play on that investment for pretty much as long as you want to and only have to buy new things whenever you plain old just feel like doing it. But a lot of folks don't know that. They see these elaborate tabletop setups and they think, "Oh gosh, this is going to cost me a lot of money." And if you tell them, "No, there is no investment from you," that's going to open up a lot of doors for you. That's going to green light a lot of people that wouldn't have given this a second thought before. And if you're there every week, then you can say to them, "Hey, listen, if you had a good time, if you enjoyed this, if you had fun, I'll be here again next week, same Battletech time, same Battletech channel, and I'll have a different scenario to run through with you then." And that's going to go so far for you with a lot of players, because you're already going to have the best setup that you possibly can have. You're already going to have an interesting scenario for them to run through, and they know that you're going to be there at a certain time on a certain day. And if you have these three things, that is a huge, huge part of your first building block to growing this hobby in your area.